What's up, Boys and Girls Club? It's Bailey here with the Eagle View Boys and Girls Club staff, and I just wanted to jump on here and kind of show you guys a short little tutorial on how to paint a bright pink flamingo. I thought it'd be fun just because summer is almost here and we all miss you guys, and I thought it'd be fun to paint something bright and colorful and exciting, and just rolling into the summer. I thought it'd be fun. You know, we're here to enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible citizens. It is kind of fast, so I do suggest that you watch the tutorial all the way through first before you actually do the painting, just so you have a better idea. But yeah, this is just an art lesson for ages like 4th, 5th graders. It's a little more accelerated, but I believe in all of you, so whoever wants to try it, I believe in you and you can do it. And just remember that everybody's painting is going to look a little bit different. It's okay if the color of your flamingo is a little darker pink than the next person's. It doesn't matter. This is just an example of how I created mine, and you can use, I'll talk about the materials that you'll need, but they can be any cheap old watercolors. But yeah, I'll talk about the materials you'll need in the next slide, and yeah, I hope let's have fun together. Bye guys. So all you'll need for this painting project is some watercolor paper. It needs to be thick so that the paint won't bleed through. It can be any white paper really, just as long as it's thick enough for the paint to not bleed through. And then some watercolor paints. You can get the cheapest ones possible, as long as there's the color pink in there, or red and white, so you can make pink, whatever works. And then an old toothbrush is optional. Okay, so as you can see, you already have your sketched out flamingo here. If you need to, you can pause it and just kind of copy this sketch. But I'm going to go ahead and start in by coloring everything in, like the body of the flamingo, with just a light pink watercolor. And you can use any watercolors. I just have these watercolor pens that I've had over time. But any watercolors will work. You can literally buy watercolor from Walmart for like $1, just a set of it, and just a simple little brush. And so I'm just going in with a darker pink here around the edges to create some shadows around the neck area and the eyeball area and down towards the legs. Now I'm going in with the beak, and you can even use a marker for this just to make it a little darker. And you want to keep some little white spots there for the highlights on the beak. It'll create kind of like a 3D beak shape. And then I'm just going in with a light gray to create some shadows underneath some of the feathers, towards the legs, going in making the legs of the flamingo a little bit darker. And like I said, you can use any watercolors for this, or if you have acrylic paint at home, you can water it down and those will work as watercolors as well. So yeah, just still kind of filling in little shadows. Now I'm going with a darker pink to create more shadow, but just with a different color. It makes it look a little more realistic the more shades and hues you have in there of the same pink, if that makes sense. So basically I'm just using the same color, I'm just making it darker and lighter in certain areas to make it more realistic. Now I'm going around the eye again here. It makes it pop a lot more if you create that darkness around the eye, and then go in with that same dark pink on the legs. Now I'm going with a little more black and darkening the legs a little bit more. So as you can see, I just keep layering and layering the shapes of the feathers and just the shape of the whole body of the flamingo. You want to do this in layers. You don't want to go too dark too fast. Still just going in with a little more layers of the shadow. You can use a dark gray or just water down a black really well. Now I'm going in with just regular white paint, acrylic paint. You can use even whiteout if you have whiteout in your house, or even chalk would work if you're done painting, because you don't want to go over chalk if you're using that for highlights. So I would suggest using just any acrylic paint or whiteout that you would use on anything. So now I'm just going in with the black on the eye again, make it pop a little more. So I'm pretty much just going back and forth, just putting in a bunch of layers. Now I just put a dark shadow underneath the flamingo. It's pretty light right now, but I'll come back and darken it a little bit more. Now what I'm doing is splattering as if the flamingo's walking in water. So what you can do is use a toothbrush or a brush, any kind of paintbrush, get it really soaked in black watercolor. Make sure there's a lot of water in there, and just kind of flick the paintbrush. You can use any colors you want. Usually I use colors that I already have in the painting. So you just kind of flick the paintbrush or the toothbrush that you're using to create that splatter technique. Just anything that will create those little dots on the paper. It really doesn't matter. And this was more just for fun. So if you want to just be done after you're done painting the flamingo, that's fine too. I just thought this was a little more fun to add to the painting. And then you can go in and add some more dark pink color within the flamingo if you want to. At this point, it's all just kind of your decision to go back in and create more of an illusion with the shadows. I like to make it very contrasted, meaning I like having a lot of dark against a lot of light, because it makes it look a little more 3D. So yeah, now I'm just adding some more splatters. If you get some on the flamingo, you can just dab it off with a paper towel, or if you don't like where some of them are, you can dab them off with a paper towel or Kleenex or even toilet paper. Now I'm going in with just my black pen again, and you can use black watercolor. I'm just adding more shadows, creating more feathers, just outlining, doing some finishing touches here. Putting some more splatters in there. Now I'm going in with the white. I really want to put a lot of highlights on there. So this was what really makes the flamingo pop towards the end of the painting. So I'm mainly just putting it on parts of the body that will be closest to you. So the neck of the body, around the eye. And you can even put some highlights within the feathers too, and a little bit on the legs, but you don't want to do too much. And if you do, you can always go back in and add some more shadows. A lot of it's just trial and error, so you can, if you think you messed up, most likely you can just go back and fix it. Just keep layering. That's the best thing about using watercolors. And this is the finished product.